What's up everybody, BT here. Welcome to my red weapon Monstro cinema rig build. I'm gonna cover everything from what I replaced to what I put on, how much it cost, where I got it. But the kit came with the brain, the V-Lock IO module here in the back. And I really like this. Like, I could have bought one of those base plate expanders, but this was just kind of a one and done solution. It was a little more expensive if I wanted to buy one separately, but again, my package came with this. But I love that it's just, it's got the V-mount, plus it's got HDMI and SDI, plus, let's see, power, time code, control, and then audio stuff built in. It doesn't have XLRs, you could buy that. Oh, it's also got a USB. I mean, there's a bunch of different peripherals that you could buy, like from Tilta and stuff. Anyway, so that's what it came with. Oh, and then it also came with the PL mount. All right, so the VistaVision PL mount. What are the additions that I put on? Oh, well, first, you saw me swapping out this. This is the Sidekick. So this came with the package as well. The Sidehandle did not. So this is the Sidekick, and this can also control your camera. Does everything, and it's fun. Like, the scroll wheel feels really good. All the buttons are really clicky. It does the job. However, I knew I would be using this handheld a lot for the way I shoot and some of the stuff that I like to shoot. And so the Sidehandle was kind of a no-brainer. And I will say, I really wish that this Sidehandle was available on DSMC3 cameras, because not only is it more comfortable than the ones I've used, it's just more functional as well. The scroll wheel, depending on the lens that you use, you can use the scroll wheel to adjust iris. You can control the zoom of a lens with this scroll wheel here. These 4 buttons are programmable, and I have one set to zoom. I have one set to false color, but there are 2 others that I could program. You can also, this also operates the entire menu off of the monitor if you want. So you can go through all of your menu items and then, of course, start, stop. So insanely functional Sidehandle. I really wish DSMC3 had this. The next thing I purchased for it was the monitor. You gotta love the fact that it's a toolless, cableless system. I have the monitor for the KX, the small HD red one, and while it's super nice, you are kind of constantly moving that cable out of the way, and then you also have to have an Allen wrench to attach it. I just love having these thumb screws, and while there is a cable, it's on the inside, and so you're not snagging it on anything. I love that about this monitor and the DSMC2 accessories. I also bought the OLED EVF. The more I shoot, the more I like to look through an EVF, whether that's for photography or video. And there is a high bright version of this monitor, but to me, I went, if I don't spend twice as much to get the high bright, because I think it was like 2,600 bucks, I could get this monitor and the EVF for the same cost. I can use this when it's too dark or too bright to see outside, sorry. If it's too bright to see outside, I can use the EVF, and I can use the monitor for when lighting conditions are good. And that's what I've done, and the EVF has been awesome. Also, if you have this EVF, you can also use it on your DSMC3 cameras, which is great. So originally, some of the things you saw me replace, I talked about the Sidekick. The other thing you saw me replace is the Leica M mount. Right, so here is the Leica M mount, and I've attached a Leica, well, it's a Voigtlander 21mm lens to it. So this mount is really cool, but there is something you should know if you are looking for one of these. You can only use 50mm or longer focal lengths, because if you go wider, the rear element right here protrudes far enough back that it will clip the OLPF in front of the sensor. So on DSMC2s, they have removable OLPFs. There is a workaround for this though. And while I did buy most of the things at MPB, there were a few items that I bought from Kippertide that have come in clutch. One of those items is actually an OLPF frame that sits deeper into the camera, which allows you to use all focal lengths from M-mount lenses. So I've got a 21, 28, 35, 50, 75, and now a 90. I can use them all on the M-mount, so which is really great. And I believe this is it. I have a couple of the OLPFs. Yeah, this is it. So this frame looks basically identical to the other frames. It's just deeper, so it can sit just a little further back so that the element doesn't smack the glass inside of here. All right, so that's something else that I bought from Kippertie. And then you saw me taking this one out and putting in the IR OLPF, also by Kippertie. If you haven't seen my video, please watch it. Jared let me borrow a 1-of-1 full spectrum Red Raptor so that I could go shoot infrared black and white, and it was an incredible experience. And I've been trying to figure out how to do the same thing. And one of the reasons I bought this camera was because you can remove the OLPF and put one of these infrareds on there. You can do the same thing without having to convert your sensor. So this is set up to shoot infrared black and white, and I'll be doing that here next week in Zion National Park. I'm really excited to give that a shot. I also bought, this was kind of a pain in the butt. So this is your Canon mount, right? So you can put all of your Canon EF lenses on here. However, this one was a bugger because this is the VistaVision size. Almost all of them that you find on the internet are the Super 35 versions. And so if you put your full frame lenses, it's gonna vignette. This one was pricey and it took me a while to find, but this is the VistaVision one. So you can put all of your full frame lenses on there and none of them will vignette. Small Rig makes this cheese plate that goes up over the memory, the mini mag holder, and you can put that on there. However, it's kind of a bummer. I can't use both of these at the same time, the EVF and this cheese plate. And so, but most of the time I don't need this, and I run this, and then I can throw a mic into the cold shoe right here and have it go off. And the audio actually, surprisingly, coming out of this camera sounds pretty darn good, even with just like a crappy wireless mic. This thing is clutch. You know, mini mags are so expensive for what they are, but the Longtake from Kippertie is 2 terabytes. It's red approved. These things are built like tanks. But what's really cool about this one is it's got USB-C like built into it. So you don't have to put this into a mini mag reader and then plug it into your computer. This can just go straight into your computer. Pricey, but super well worth it. I talked to a friend who had a Monstro and he was like, dude, if you can find one of these, because they are also very hard to find, get one. And when I reached out to Kippertie, I mean, they had stopped production on these long ago. They just happened to have 2. And they were like, we have one, so I snagged it. I love using the camera, and I will definitely be doing a follow-up pitting this against the KX, because some of you are probably in that that market. You know, the KX is $7,000. I got this for just about $7,000, but there's definitely some pros and cons between accessories, cost, media, image, things like that. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. I will catch you later. Peace.